film is the story of an Iranian woman filmmaker attempting to make a biography about the amazing Egyptian singer who died in 1975 and not succeeding.
Welcome, good evening. Yeah, we are very happy to finish our tour through Germany. We started last Thursday in Hanover, then Berlin, then Cologne, Düsseldorf, Munich, and tonight Stuttgart. I'm very happy we distributed also the film of Shirin Neshat, Woman Without Man, years ago, and we became friends, and I visit her when I'm in New York, and she came many times, and I'm very happy. We made it. The German train was in time, so everything was perfect. Shirin Neshat, welcome.
I didn't expect this many people. I have to say, I feel like a rock and roll musician going on a tour, going from one city to another. But it has been really fantastic experience to share the film with different audience and be able to discuss it. And I'm learning a lot about it. I just wanted to first and most thank Christoph for believing in me and my work and bringing this film to Germany. I know about Kulthum for many years. We grew up in Iran. We knew of her, and but for me, music has been very important in my work, in all of my work. But I thought it was really interesting to make a work that both covers Kulthum for what she meant to the world, the Arab world, in the Middle East, how she was the most important artist of the 20th century, how she was a symbol of peace, unity, and how people loved her, whether they were men, women, rich, poor, secular, non-secular, Shia, Sunni, Jew, and that she is a very important figure in this day that we are fighting among each other in the Arab world, but also to speak to the Westerners who don't remember that we also are a very rich culture, and at one point we even had a woman as the leading artist, and that when she died, 4 million people went to her funeral. But the other real reason is I wanted to ask a lot of questions about what it's like to be a woman artist, particularly from the Middle East, and the challenges that you face. I'm sure some of you are still thinking this film is very complicated in some ways, and there are so many ambitions in this film, that we try to put in. I mean, like Woman Without Men, we were interested in pursuing the issue of the woman, but also the country of Iran. Here, we were also very interested to show to the audience modern Egypt. It was the Iranian director. There was just so many layers that we tried to build into this story that was not only for the Middle Eastern audience, but also Western audience.
Wie heißt du?
Reda.
Reda Sharif.
Sprichst du Englisch?
Ein bisschen.
Also, dann sing uns doch zunächst eines deiner Lieblingslieder von Kulthum und dann lassen wir dich ein paar Zeilen lesen.
برضاك يا خليل رغبتي ورضاي خلقت صوتي ويدك صورت
Shuja Azari is my husband. He's also been a long-time collaborator. He co-wrote the script and co-directed the film. He is someone that I trust more than anyone else and any particularly film-related work. And so he had a lot to do with it. I chose the subject, but he helped me shape the story. I mean, the thing is that people often criticize the films like, Egypt wasn't like this, or they sort of try to question the film for authenticity. But in the film, the whole time, we say, we were not able to make a real good film about Kulthum, and that we are making this film in Morocco. So the whole film is about being very honest about how impossible it is to really make a film about this untouchable artist. And I just don't see how the Arab community could penalize me, because they understand what I'm trying to say is I tried to make a biography and it didn't work. and I think that's what the film is about, is that not necessarily the failure, but the effort and the fact that the impossibility to go under the skin of a mythical character like Kulthum. So a lot of the Egyptians that are more artistic, they understand that. But I think a lot of people who don't go see films like that, you know, they're still expecting something different.
وحطيت ايدي على خدي وعديت بالثانية غيرك ولا جيت يا ريت 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 يا ريت
The visual concept was that the film would have many layers. You will have the biopic film, you will have the scenes that are the production, you will have scenes that are like dreams, imagination, and the archival footage. So the visual logic was that the audience will have this kind of journey going through different realms. And it's a little bit challenging, but for me as a visual artist, was very interesting in working with the audience, different possibilities, using their imagination in a way of putting the story together. He's an extraordinary cinematographer, but more than a cinematographer, he's a true collaborator. When Shoja, myself, and Martin were like the brain of the project when it came to delivering the film in terms of visualizing the story and finding visual logic and concepts. So he's one of my favorite collaborators, and I hope I continue to work with him.
auf. Wow. Ja, sieht großartig aus. Dann legen wir jetzt los.
Everything you saw in this film is really very truthful to my experience about the struggle I had to make this film. And just like Mitra, when I started, I was like, I'm going to make a film about this hero of mine who is the greatest artist. And just like her, I'm always surrounded by men. And just like her, I'm not a traditional woman. And just like her, you know, I go against the convention of a conservative life and all of that. But then it became one problem after another to make the film. Partially on the practical level, to get producers interested, to get money, but even on the artistic level, everything we did, people said, no, that's not right. You're not Egyptian. You cannot make a biopic about her. That doesn't seem right. Should we focus on Ahmad Rami, Asabji? Like her, you know, she was so private, and people said, no, you don't want to do that. Like, you know, so many people written about her, an interesting woman, and her being in love with one of her composers. And then slowly, you know, I fell into the state of despair that I started something that I didn't know how to finish. And I felt artistically like I was failing. And at some point, when we showed the script to Jean-Claude Carrier, who was a great scriptwriter, he said, Shirin, take this film and make it your own. You know, ask yourself the hard question, what is your obsession with her? So I took a year and I just tried to bring into the story my struggles, really, into this film in terms of what it took me as an Iranian, non-Arab, and a lot of Arabic people. To this day, when I show the few people, the Arabic friends, they look at me with a lot of suspicion if I did something wrong. And I keep saying, give me a break. I spent 6 years making a film about your hero who nobody else has made a film about. But still, I think they feel so possessive about her. And particularly because I didn't speak Arabic. And so I had from the beginning and then later on that so weight a little bit heavier. And then when I made this different direction, which was about me making a film about my own experience of making a film about her, then people said, oh, this is all about your ego. This is all about you trying to compare yourself with Kulthum. So the truth of it is that it's impossible to approach Kulthum either in a biopic or a non-biopic, because she's truly in a place that, now I understand why Egyptians never made a film about her. She's in a very particular place. Amin Bouhafa is an amazingly talented Tunisian composer who lives in Paris, and he has been, although he's very young, he has been highly praised for the work he did in Timbuktu, to major feature films. With this film, I think he was absolutely significant, because not only for the score of the film, but by coordinating the songs and recording of the song, choosing the singer, and recording the music of Kulthum in Cairo. So I can't tell you how grateful I am to him. But we separated the songs from the score because Amin wanted to make his own music that somehow was inspired by Kulthum, but was somehow contemporary. And the film, even though it was about Kulthum, it was not only about Kulthum. So the idea of the score was that it could be a kind of music that could appeal to the Western audience as well as the Arab audience. And in fact, some of the music at the end credit, he took some of Kulthum's music, but he recreated according to Amin's, because to me, he's 31 years old. And I think it's really good to give a chance to young Arab composers who are so devoted to Kulthum, but to create their own melodies within that. And I really appreciated it because it created a mood. This is the absolute director's cut.